But since we're going to go down from up, we're going to put Assault in decent. Assault is decent. He does have some good perks. He also is very like fun to play as, and people play him just for the challenging aspect of it, which in itself is not a bad thing. Um, so for the fun regards, he's pretty good. Comparatively to the other classes, he struggles a lot. Like he doesn't have a very strong ultimate. He can get shot in his ultimate. Um, some of his other perks are really not that great, like the dodge window or stuff like that, where most people automatically know how to dodge. Um, so there's just stuff like that where he's okay. He's not a trash class. He just needs some buff. He needs some love. And I think they buffed his ground slam. I heard some of his other perks don't work properly. I have everyone at level 25 and all their guns mastered and uh, weapons mastered, so I'm pretty good for this. But I'm not gonna compare these people on who's best solo wise because the game is meant to be played with 3 players. So ranking stuff on a solo degree is kind of stupid because it's the same thing with Darktide. It's like, why would I want to play a game without other people? Type of issue. So the next class we're gonna have is Bulwark, who is very mid. He's the reason why he's not great is because he just has a pistol, and so if you have to fight something that's like a zenith rope or narrow rope, you don't really have much options. Like you can't walk over there and parry a narrow rope. Um, you pretty much just used to your pistol, and his ultimate when you get contested health at level 23 gives teammates free contested health to the max, so if you shoot he can definitely heal people. He's the reason why I think he's okay but he's better than Assault is because he's great for withstanding stuff and getting your health back and AoE slash parrying. He could be a very good frontline tank, but he's nowhere comparative to any of the classes above him. Like if you let's say you're like a god player, right? You're just perfect. You parry everything, nothing can touch you. You're invincible. Why would you ever run Bulwark in that scenario? Like he's pointless at that point. Like you're like unkillable. So people think he's really over the top good. He's really only good if you have a bad team or people who constantly die. He's kind of what I like to call the carry character because him and Tactical to me are like my carry characters because I could be like just sitting there blocking and taking all the damage while my teammates literally just get slaughtered, but he's okay. I think what makes him kind of very solid to me is he can run without taking damage if he's at the right angle. He can block all the damage, which is great. Because I thought it would be some kind of stupid cooldown he had with his shield where he could block a certain amount of damage and it would just like stun him or something. But I'm glad they didn't do that. So yeah, he's okay. Like I said, he has a pistol. He has some very good perks. I would not recommend using your banner to revive people. It's practically pointless. Um, it's like ah, and also, I mean, I'm going to explain why heavy is technically a better bulwark if your teammates go down more than normal. But yeah, he's just okay. I mean, he's just a melee, like I said, melee on AoE frontline tank who does shock damage. I would never run the perk where if I parry a Majoris enemy, I kill them one time because it's like the number of times I have parried a Majoris enemy comparative to a Majoris enemy, or sorry, the times I compared Extremist enemy to a Majoris enemy is very low. Like you're gonna just pretty much waste that perk on parrying a Majoris enemy, and if you just have a tactical, Majoris enemies are nothing. So why even waste that slot? Plus, the other one's kind of a good get out of free jail card thing, especially if you're the last one alive, because the other one is just pretty much, oh, I just parried something and it died. Now I gotta wait 3 more minutes. Where the other one's like, okay, shit just got real. I'm getting pushed in the corner. Now I can drop this and get everything off of me, or I can go and pick up a teammate and I lose all my shield, and then that AoE protects me from whatever is trying to like hit the hell out of me. So then we're gonna go to heavy. Um, heavy is strong, but he is not like god tier. And the reason why I say that is he does have a perk where if anyone revives someone on your team, they get full health. So what this means basically is if you can keep getting stims, you can essentially just keep never dying, which actually makes the stim a lot more stronger because, oh, I went down, someone picked me up, stim myself, and then I don't have a mortal wound. And if I go down again, I just get picked up again, and now I have a mortal wound, obviously. But, like, now I'm at full health. His guns are pretty solid. Uh, you got the plasma, the heavy plasma incinerator, you got the multi-melta, and you have the heavy bolter. All these guns on Ruthless are very strong and pretty alright. One thing I like to do with him, if his weapons overheat, is I switch to the plasma gun, and then I shoot that till it overheats, and then I switch back to my other weapon, and then rinse and repeat, so that way I never stop firing. His shield is very strong. It is very, very strong. He basically can make it so you could just run out and pick somebody up in the middle of getting shot at. He can actually stand in front of enemies like Xenothropes or Nerathropes or even Carnivaxes from a distance and just take all their range damage or, get shot. He's pretty much invincible in the front when he uses his ultimate for a while. It's very reliable. It's very strong. I've actually had times where I've never lost it and until the duration ended. So that's why he's there. He also has some pretty good, all of his team perks are very good. Like one of them is 20% range damage reduced. The other one is you get like I think 20% ammo or something like that. I think he has a cooldown perk. I'm not 100% sure on that for your ultimate. He's just pretty reliable, but like he's not like god tier. And Sniper is going to go into that same category. Sniper is very strong, but not reliable, not like god tier in that sense, because it's pretty obvious who might be the god tiers. But Sniper is okay. He does really good damage. And the other thing is he can constantly go invisible. He has a very solid perk that I think honestly is busted if you could get a crowd together, where every time you shoot and you kill multiple enemies, you get one of your charges back for your Lefusel. And the Lefusel right now is currently his best gun. So the issue with the Lefusel that a lot of people have is the charge up, which you can actually upgrade that, and it's not that bad. Constantly go invisible if you do that build. Do not do the melee build. Trust me, it's not worth it. It's not great. It's like, oh, you do 100% more damage of a knife. So basically you do like 22 damage or something. Ooh, it's like, he also has a revive speed, which works really good with heavy because you could pick people up in a second, like a second or millisecond. And that's very solid because you can get all your health back. You can kind of see where, stuff leads to. And he's just pretty reliable if you have a very good sniper. He's not bad, but he's not comparable to God tier. Now, I kind of was, like, struggling to put Vanguard and God tier or strong because at first I thought Vanguard. I like how they have the icon on Vanguard, but Vanguard is very strong for simply having the melt-a-gun, and you should never just try to melee things with him. The other thing is he has some very good survivability perks. One perk I really, really like about him is it's kind of his most meta perk where every 3 minutes, instead of taking lethal damage, you get all your armor back. This is very strong for carrying, or this is very strong if you're very good at surviving, because all you have to do is for 3 minutes straight just run around. Shoot, run around, shoot, run around, shoot. And you'll pretty much just kill most enemies. The only issue is, like, do not let gunner gauntlets group up or you're just going to get shredded really quick. But, yeah, he's pretty solid. The flying kick can also stop sentries going off. They can stop, basically, extremist enemies except zenith ropes. He has a pretty good gun selection. Or, I mean, once you get him to relic, they're okay. They're a lot better. But honestly, the Oculus rifle I kind of wish was for tactical because it could be pretty good. I don't know. He's just an all-around good like character. He's also highly fun. He's very fun to play as. He's actually currently like my favorite character to play as. But now we got to get to the obvious last one, and this is obviously tactical. His aspect scan is god tier. He can get it constantly. For my setup for him, for like the gear, is pretty much my ultimate goes up to 16 seconds long, which is insane for an ultimate to last for, especially when it does damage. Then parry, so every time I parry an enemy, which I could parry multiple enemies, they get the aspect scan, which in that due time you're going to kill them. Like, so it just makes you a lot more damage orientated. And then the other one is I lose 4 seconds, so then my ultimate's 12 seconds. But I do 100% damage versus the other one on that same category where I do 100% damage, but if they walk outside of the aspect scan, they lose the scan, and on top of that it has a reduced range. So it's like I don't want to reduce the range because there's also another perk where you do 75% damage, but it reduces the range of aspect scanner. So it's like, why would I ever do that? Like, okay, I can maybe see it being like you do the aspect scanner at the bottom with just 75 and reduced range, and you do the one on the right that does 100%, but it has a reduced time. Yeah, I could see that being a thing, but the thing is that you don't have parry, so the one thing you do a majority of the game in is parry enemies. So why would I want to get rid of something that I'm going to constantly use? It just constantly keeps my ultimate. There's times where I don't even use my ultimate because I parried so much things to the point where my scanner is even on there. And it says, and if you check the thing, it says that if you, like for example, if you use your scanner and you ping, or it won't ping Majoris guys anymore. Or sorry, it won't ping Minoris enemies anymore. Like, so those are the little guys, which means with this parry, now that you can actually parry, or even maybe not even perfect parry, just block, you can actually ping the little guys really easily and just pretty much use your ultimate all the time. And if you're in the front lines, you're going to be very goated because your team could just sit back there and blow shit away. And also the other reason is he has a very like major perk that now they even made it more essential to use, which was if you kill a Majoris or Extremis enemy or above, you get, so Terminus are like bosses, you get pretty much all your grenades back from a grenade launcher or a plasma gun. You get all your plasma gun ammo, or you know, you get the point. But it's very solid for the plasma gun because you get all of your ammo back. All of your ammo. You could have 120 or 30 what's it like? Relic is like 136. Lose all your ammo, and then you go kill a Majoris enemy, and then get all your ammo back. Like, you don't even need to literally use an ammo box. You are the only class in the game that legitly does not need to use an ammo box unless you're like stupid and you just waste all your ammo on nothing. You literally, yeah, I don't know why that widowy. You literally are the best class in the game so far. Like, you do everything that the classes underneath you do, but a lot better. You can scan enemies and blow them out of the water with the grenade launcher. You can kill multi-targets, you know, like the Vanguard, or you can just be a better heavy, in the sense of you just shred things. This is why you yourself playing tactical is literally the most OP class in the game. Because when I see people play tactical and they don't have the parry one on, it's like instantly they don't know what they're doing. Because that parry is so utterly strong and it doesn't have a timer. So let's say that like 4 Majoris enemies attack me, or maybe like 8. I can parry all of them and then literally kill all of them with the grenade launcher, and it will kill them in about 1 or 2 hits. Like, it's that extremely strong. To the point where it's like, I mean, you can't even compare tactical to like anyone else. I was gonna put Vanguard S tier because he has that perk where you could basically never die if you're good at survival. But I mean, that's really like one of his strongest things he has. If I had to put, oh well, I should probably fix these. So if I had to fix the category, I personally think Sniper is a little bit better than Heavy. I definitely think Vanguard is better than Heavy. Well, I definitely think Vanguard's better than both of them. Especially since that he like is pretty much just Vanguard is pretty much just an aggressive up in your face sniper versus Sniper that's more laid back and chill. Where Heavy is kind of like you're just backline support. You could be up front, but you still can murder shit in the back. Bulwark is just kind of a frontline tank, but he's all right. He's still better than like obviously Assault. And if I think they buffed Assault to where he would be good, I think what they need to do is maybe make it so you could hover in the air and shoot, and then come back down after a set period of time. And then you can't be shot out of the sky, because I've seen people get shot out of the sky. I've heard people get like grabbed in the sky. So it all kind of is like, but that's the list. I made it so it kind of fits them, because I think Vanguard is just a better sniper. He kills hordes faster. I mean, I guess if you're talking about Majoris enemies, then I would probably say Sniper is better in that sense. But I think they're both kind of equal on both sides, but I think Vanguard is a little more better. Because even if he gets in a fight, he's not gonna like have to go invisible or try to parry all the time. Well, I mean he would, but it's not that big of a deal. And also being able to stop like sentry enemies from screaming and calling reinforcements on the flip of a button is pretty good compared to a sniper where you have to stop, aim, and shoot. So I think that's my list. I was gonna try to find like weapons, but it seems like there's no weapons here. But I will leave it at that, and I'll catch you guys